A married man was trying to talk to me today, right? I said, so do you mind if I say a quick prayer for you and your wife? He said, I guess.
I was just in Ralph's the other day, and this man approaches me and says I'm really pretty and that he'd like to take me out sometime. I said, I don't date. He said, I don't care.
Nice guys never get laid. Went on a date and dressed up, paid for dinner, solid $200, and with someone who won't be named, and I get a goodbye hug.
I feel like we've entered in a new age where I would call it the age of rejection. We've entered in the age of rejection because women they're just not cooperating with men anymore. They're not laying down for men. They're not accepting the bare minimum or below that. They're not accepting abuse. They're not accepting disrespect. They're not accepting a man not putting his best foot forward, being intentional, all the things, right? And they're forcing men to show up with more than they've ever had to show up with as far as being a human being is concerned. And that is not really going well for men. Men aren't responding well to that. They're lashing out and they're becoming more and more unstable. But nonetheless, I mean, it was going to have to happen. So I don't feel bad for us at all. The way you can never expect a group of people, women, you can't expect women to continuously put up with this shit. We just can't expect it. It's just not, it doesn't make any sense. So I don't, it doesn't affect me. It's cause and effect, but we do need to recognize it as a group. Like men, we really should recognize what's going on.
So for the past 3.5 years, I've been noticing both online and unfortunately offline this increase in aggression when it comes to men hitting on women. And on the positive side, I think that this is evidence that women are seriously standing on business and refusing to partner with abusive, manipulative, just crappy ass men, which is a great thing. But on the other hand, despite being a 3-time Grippy Sock facility veteran, even I am considering getting a. I was just in Ralph's the other day, and this man approaches me and says I'm really pretty and that he'd like to take me out sometime. I said, I don't date. He said, I don't care. He asked me for my number, and I said, oh, I'm sorry, I don't give that out. I only give out my Instagram, kind of trying to get him off my back. And he said, no, I think I'll take your number.
And here's real quick. A lot of men think that this shit is like, what's it called? What's it called? What's the phrase they always use that the young kids be using? Like, I don't even know, but basically men think that being ultra aggressive like this proves how much you want the woman. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't. It just shows that you lack the understanding of boundaries and you care nothing about them and you're very coercive.
Y'all, I know men have not been the best at taking no for an answer for centuries, but there just seems to be this insidious level of desperation that is getting worse and worse. We told them that if they would like to get more dates that they need to change and maybe start viewing women as human beings, but I don't think they want to do that. And I'd wager to say that some of this Ted Bundy aura that a lot of them are giving off is because they feel cheated out of the lives that their grandfathers, fathers, older uncles, and older brothers got to live, which was being able to treat their wives and girlfriends like absolute garbage and still have access to them. Like, I already have pepper spray and I still don't feel like it's enough. Like, I need a tranquilizer at this point.
Yeah. I mean, what do you want? What can we say as men? What can we say? How can we defend this? We know men are A1 crash outs, top flight crash outs. Can't take no for an answer. Very weird and very aggressive. Very aggressive. And all of this circles back to entitlement, right? It just circles back to entitlement. Men feel entitled, and the entitlement that she alluded to it. A part of it is because historically men have seen how other men benefited from the patriarchy and how other men got access to women no matter what they did, no matter how ugly they were, no matter how unfunny they were, no matter how inconsiderate they were, no matter how broke they were, they got access to women. Fast forward to 2025, those numbers are dwindling. Like that is becoming more and more rare in our society that, you know, men just get access to women. And I think that there's like a window where most men have access to women at various points in their lives. There's a window when, like, you know, you have it. Some people's windows are wide open and they last forever. Some people have a window and it's open and closed, you know. But I do think that most men have a window that at some point in time they have access to women. It may not be early, if you know, because early on they're still maturing and they may be embodying a lot of that red pill nonsense, that misogynistic nonsense. It may take them to get older and develop their character a little bit and get some bumps and bruises along the way and be like, now I was tripping when I was 23. You know, it may be 20, they may be 26, 27, 28 and start to be like, nah, the way that I was thinking, I was on some dumb shit. Right. It may take that. Most of them don't ever get to that point, sadly. But yeah, that, you know, it may take that, but it may take them to get the confidence of having some success in their professional careers and their professional lives or whatever. Fine. It may take that. I don't know. But I do think that at some point in time, you're going to get your chance. You're going to have your window and you can either expand the window and keep it open forever, or, you know, you can let it shut on you by remaining the terrible person that you currently are. You know, it just depends. But it's in your hands nonetheless. The level of entitlement in men is off the charts because the only thing that could possess you to do some shit like this is audacity. And he said, this is a woman, I'm sorry. She said, went on a date with my coworker and he posted this on his story. Don't ask how I obtained this footage.
Well, it's official. Nice guys never get laid. Went on a date and dressed up, paid for dinner, solid $200, and with someone who won't be named, and I get a goodbye hug. And then she's probably running off to bang another guy that night. But let that girl bang another guy.
I get mad, zooted, I got this bad.
This is from his stories. She's sharing his stories now. Smell your fingers. If they smell like weed or pussy, life ain't that bad. Enjoy the little moments. This is him. This is the man that's like, oh, I can't believe she didn't want to sleep with me.
You ain't gotta tell.
This may, and by the way, I'm gonna put this out there. This dude may be a joke because I've been seeing like content like this where it's a joke, you know, a lot of times, but I don't know. It seemed real when I remember watching it at the time and like kind of, I think I went to his page and like everything. I thought it was real. I think it's real. I try to vet it, you know, obviously. I don't know if it's a joke. If it is a joke, I'm sorry. We don't need to share jokes on this page because there's enough evidence of men doing it in real life, but I think this is real. He said, it's just sometimes men are so ridiculous that I'm like, is this real? He said, I'm banned from Hinge. So if you have a friend who wants a guy, who is 6'2", reads Sarah J. Maas, watches New Girl, listens to Boy Genius, send them my way. I only know one of these things. I used to watch New Girl before they got the new. I watched like the first season of New Girl. I like Zoe Deschanel. You know, I like her quirkiness. And but yeah, I don't know any of the rest of that shit. So maybe I got to get more in touch with my femininity because what the fuck, Boy Genius? Is that a podcast? Like, who the fuck is Sarah J. Maas? This is crazy. But obviously, he's not doing any of this because he genuinely is interested in it. He's doing all of this just so he can use it to manipulate women. And it's not working. It's not going the way he expects. And he's like crashing out because of it. He's like, yeah, I can't believe this woman didn't want to sleep with me. Like, it's crazy.
A married man was trying to talk to me today, right? I just got back from the store. from getting some boiled peanuts. And I saw the ring on his finger, and I said, it didn't look like a wedding band, but why would it be on that finger, on that hand? So I said, are you married? He said, yeah, I don't know what it is. It's something like that, I guess. Now, I have
It's a marriage. That's what it's a marriage.
history of married men trying to holler. It ain't never the single men that try to holler. It's always the married men. So God told me to do something different. So I said, do you mind if I pray with you? Do you mind if I pray over you and your wife's marriage? He looked at me confused because he was like, I'm trying to get your number. I'm trying to talk to you. I'm trying to get to know you. I'm trying to cheat on my wife with you. And you asking me, can you pray over my marriage? That's the look he gave me. So he was confused. And then he said, so you don't want to give me your number? I said, you married. I said, you got a covenant with that woman. Whatever's going on in that home with you and that woman, leave me out of it. Because God ain't finna come knocking on my door when it's time to pay repercussions. I said, so do you mind if I say a quick prayer for you and your wife? He said, I guess. I said, well, give me your hand. And I went to praying for that brother. When y'all, I wish I could have recorded it, but I wanted it to be an intimate moment. I went to battle for that brother. I said, Lord, I don't know what kind of strongholds or demonic lustful spirits is in this atmosphere of this marriage, oh God, but we cast it down in the name of Jesus. There will be a honeymoon stage in that marriage again. That the broken hearts will be mended. Communication will be improved. See, don't go looking outside the home thinking the grass is greener on the other side because you just failed to water the grass within the house. Water that grass. Don't come looking for this grass.
Hey, man, I ain't gonna even hold you. That's a sign to turn your motherfucking life around. When the girlie start praying for you, instead of giving you their number, you hit the wall, sir. You hit the wall. It's over. Wrap that shit up, man. Be a better man. That motherfucker. Oh my God. But hey, you know, she did the right thing. But the men just, the entitlement, man. You married. You still feel entitled to have another woman? Why? Can't take no for an answer? Hey, man, ain't nothing. Look, man, look. You shouldn't be embarrassed to go up to a woman and get shot down. I just want to put that out there. There's nothing embarrassing about going to a woman, you know, showing interest and her not reciprocating said interest. There's nothing embarrassing about that. You don't have to be embarrassed, I'm saying. You can be if you choose to be, but you don't have to be embarrassed by that. That is common. It happens more times than you think. It happens more times than you know, and it happens more times than not. You are not in some low group of men, like you are in the group of average men, of even above average men get rejected all the time. I'm saying even if above average men approach women consistently, his ratio of, you know, getting access to these women, he ain't shooting 80% from the field. He ain't shooting 70% from the field. He probably shooting 30, 40% from the field. And that's if you above average. So, you know, the average man, hey man, 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10, that's good. You're doing all right. Improve. You can get better. You got to improve yourself. But 2 out of 10 ain't bad, man. 0 out of 10, whatever it is, but you do not need to be embarrassed. There's nobody watching you. Only you and that woman knows. Right? There's no need to shame her. There's no need to press her more. If she says no, that's the embarrassing part to me. I would never like, I won't say never, but just if a brother goes up to a woman and you know, is respectful and she declines him, I would never think anything of it. It's when you guys circle the block. It's when you guys get shut down and then you ask her again and then she got to get more creative and then she got to do stuff like this. She got to pray over your marriage, or she got to pray over you for being too aggressive, and Lord, get these aggressive demons out this man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when the shit embarrassing, when she got to really send a message. When she yells at the top of her lungs, I'm married, or like whatever the case may, whatever she does, then I'm like, eek. But like, hey man, just getting rejected, that's a part of life, bro. Shit, I get rejected by my wife sometimes. Like, what? I get rejected by my wife from time to time. It's okay. Every man gets rejected. Rejection is okay. My kids reject me. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay. You're not, just because you want something does not mean you are deserving, and it definitely doesn't mean you're entitled to it. Right? Like, we can do better. We can do better. We could just not take it personal. I know it feels personal when you approach a woman. I know it feels personal. When she rejects you, it feels personal. But keep in mind, she doesn't know you. Keep that in mind. She doesn't know you. So she's not rejecting you. She's rejecting her perception of you. She's rejecting, she could be doing it because of her, could have nothing to do with you. Like, there are so many things. But if you approach somebody that you know doesn't know you, you assuming that they're rejecting you is crazy. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no need in even taking it personally because they don't even know you personally. You dig?